Okay. This is Taiwan Special 3. MSR. We're doing MSRP introductions. This is Taiwan Special Episode 3 for this week. What did I say? I was going to get to something this week. Okay. Or today. Yesterday. So Taiwan had this referendum that was... no, it wasn't a referendum. I talked about that yesterday. Taiwan had this vote to keep nukes on the island, to keep nuclear power on the island, to keep nuclear power. Hold on, I need some of this sparkly water still. I love bubbly water. I got a water bottle. I told you that before. So why did Taiwan get this nuke? Why did they? Okay. It's because of misinformation. Misinformation. Another thing happened, and this is why this stuff happened. There was a proposal to have Taiwan's name be represented as Taiwan in the Olympics in Japan. Japan said that is acceptable. If you call your team Taiwan, then you can come participate. You can be called if you say you're Taiwan, you can come participate. Pardon my French. What happened was the old let China come in and take over party, the one that got defeated 2 years ago, the one that was from Chiang Kai-shek that killed or murdered 28,000 people or whatever. Look up the 228 massacre, 228 incident. It's politically correctly called. Like, that party has always been, let's bring China here and pull all our flags down so they can't see them and they'll feel at home. So, like, that party, that capitulate, surrender, make all this communist China party, the KMT, the nationalists, they control the sports. I don't know. It's whatever department, ministry, thing, entity governs Taiwan's participation in the Olympics. It's controlled by that old party that's no longer in power because they're an old money power. I mean, it'd be like, the way that party works is, they have assets. Other parties don't have assets, but they do. They seized the Bank of China and then took its money and escaped to Taiwan. And that's Taiwan Bank. It's theirs. Imagine if Citibank said underneath its name, a subsidiary of the Republican National Party. That's how things are here. That's why people don't like that party. Well, that party controls the governing body that manages the Olympics, or Taiwan's participation in the Olympics, Taiwan. Well, they said untruthfully, as it's been told to me anyway, untruthfully spreading disinformation. If we go to Japan in the Olympics and we call ourselves Taiwan, we won't be allowed to participate, and then we won't be in the Olympics. We have to call ourselves Taipei, which is the capital city of Taiwan, kind of the de facto capital city. The old KMT party says their capital is in Nanjing, which is somewhere embedded in the middle of China, which is a whole... It's like, what? How can your capital be in Nanjing when you're not there? Okay, it doesn't even say in the law, I believe, what Taiwan's capital is. It really is a weird thing. Like, Taiwan's constitution thinks that it controls all of China and part of Mongolia. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. Talk about a cat that thinks it's a lion and can't figure it out. It's like, what is going on? That's that party. They didn't even know they lost. Okay, so they said this, and it's not true. If we don't call ourselves Taipei, we can't participate in the Olympics. Well, Taiwan's president, the current president, the one that's friendly with Trump, the one that wanted to keep Lai Ching-te, William Lai, the mayor, still as the premier, chief lawmaker and executive. Now, she's still the commander-in-chief, or I don't know, however they did that, however that commander, she's still the big boss, which is a lot of the normal managing of the cabinet is led by William Lai, how the president leads the cabinet in America, but it's two separate positions. Okay, so he wanted to resign because we just got spanked in the province level elections. Our party did, so I'll resign from this national position. She said, no, we need stability. There's a good lady. That was a wise move. Really, really, really wise move. Trump didn't apologize for losing. No, we won at this midterm. We took the Senate. Forget the House. I'll help Pelosi. Pelosi, you need those votes. I'll go call those Democrats, and they'll listen and respect and do everything I tell them so that they'll make you the Madam Speaker again. I think Trump just wants to say Madam Speaker once in his life. That's what I think's going on. Okay, so, but don't quote me on that. Don't record that or play that on a recording, an audio recording or anything like that. Don't do that. But anyhow, so she kept William Lai on. Oh, I got to get to my point here quick. She kept William Lai on. A lot of good here from this lady, but a lot of stupid. While the KMT-controlled entities, the old pro-capitulate to China entities, were saying, we can't go back, we can't call ourselves Taiwan, we have to call ourselves Taipei or we won't be in the Olympics. Once and true, Japan said. It's factually incorrect. That's what's been told to me. She wouldn't say anything. She would not tell the truth. She wouldn't get up on her bull pulpit bullhorn and say, no, Japan has said, here it is. There's Shinzo Abe on TV. Look, he's talking. He's saying it in plain Japanese, which, 1 in 5 of you have studied in school anyway. And then there's our Chinese translation at the bottom of the screen. See, it's right there in Chinese. That proves it. The Japanese have said it. She didn't get on TV and show that. She said nothing. She pulled a classic Bush, whether we're talking W or HW. They would not hit back. And that's one reason Republican voters like Trump so much, because he hits back. People lie about him. He says, no, that's a lie. That's what was going on. And people got sick of it. That's why Dick DeVos didn't win the governorship when he ran for governor in the 2008 election, I do believe it was. No, was it 2008? We're talking 2006, 2000. Whatever it was. That was why he lost. Because in the debate, she would get up and say, and he wouldn't say, no, you're wrong, because 1, 2, 3. It's so sad that the governor is not able to understand. And he talked with his ultra-rich, snobby manner, which also alienates people. And he doesn't know better. He probably doesn't know the price of a gallon of milk or something. That goes back to what H.W. Bush problem. Who knows? Okay, maybe maybe Dick DeVos knows the price of milk, at least if Amway sells Amway's price. Can you buy milk through Amway? Get out of here so you're not distracting me anymore and go find out. I'll try to close up this podcast before you get back. Now, I know you're supposed to observe it, but I want you gone. Thank you. I want to know if Amway can sell milk. Milk in the box. Because it can come from ship. Okay. Now, I want to know about fresh milk. Is there a way to buy fresh milk through Amway, like one of their partner stores? Oh, yes. Okay. Do they have like grocery thing? Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So now George is gone. That was it. That's why she wasn't. That's why this party's so hated. And I think disinformation was going on about the nuclear facilities. And I wonder how much KMT money is involved in those. And it might be public information. That's a thing. There was a lot of disinformation that she wouldn't stand up to. And that might have cost him the primaries. So, as a result, there's this group in America that's lobbying to try to get Taiwan recognized as a country. There's also one called, I think, the Taiwan Solidarity Union. There's another movement. I met him in Taipei after coming out of the legislature with the Sunflower students. He wanted Taiwan to get recognized as a member nation of the United Nations, because if it would be in the top 25% large populations. Taiwan would not be one of the poor countries if they were in the United Nations. They would be one of the rich ones. So there are a number of forces pushing. And here's the thing. The big one in America, and probably these others, will not back Tsai Ing-wen in the next the next election for her second run, for her second term. They will not back her, so she will not get the necessary party support needed to be the next president. Well, to be to be reelected. She will not get the support because when it came to standing up for Taiwan as Taiwan, she capitulated by her silence. The KMT pro-capitulation, that's what I call it. Let's capitulate to China and let China tell everyone that Taiwan's a province of China, which messes up shipping labels. Oh, boy. That thing was out there. We got to call ourselves Taipei when we go to the Olympics so that we don't offend the great and powerful Beijing. Oh, another thing Beijing's been doing is they've been making airlines list Taiwan as a province of China. That's another thing that they've been doing. Or just taking Taiwan off and just calling it by the city. I believe we're looking at Taipei and Kaohsiung. I'm sorry, people will call it Kaohsiung. I never call it Kaohsiung. Did I call it Taipei? I think I'll call it Taipei, but it's Taipei is the Chinese. Kaohsiung is the other big city. Kind of like in Osaka. Kaohsiung is in Taiwan, kind of what Osaka is in Japan. So she wouldn't stand up for Taiwan being called Taiwan at the Olympics. The pro-Taiwan independence, join the United Nations, let Taiwan become a country group is not going to support her. But they're going to support the Premier William Lai, who wasn't going to run against her in the last election, who wouldn't even do it. Very, very, very team player, this guy, with the party. He's been a very unifying force. I think Tsai Ing-wen probably won't mind. She's a manager. She's been an employee, a hired CEO, not a pioneering leader. And so knowing to stand up and step up, she probably just didn't understand. She's been one of those office people, well, we've got to get along, and I don't want to offend someone. And, well, I know that they're lying about us and we're going to lose everything, and that's going to be the end of the world maybe. But I just want to make sure that we don't offend people if we're going to. So let's just wait and see. That's like that leadership style is going on. And again, that's a very typical MO, modus operandi, mode of operation. That's a very typical way of doing things for someone that's only been an employee, an executive. Like Rush Limbaugh's dad always said, to be an executive and to be a vice president and drive a company car. That's always like people that have that, and they aren't the leader, the pioneer, the owner, the founder, the heir. That was a pot shot at a buddy. He knows who he is. They don't. That wasn't a pot shot. Actually, that was arguably closer to a butt slap. No. Okay. Well, you know what? We're out of time. Now you know why who is going to be the next president and why this is going to be a one-term president. Not necessarily a bad person, but just it's going to be over, and maybe that's when China will invade.